What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and today we're going to talk about unemployment benefits and how these pandemic programs are expiring today. Or I believe that, yes, that is today. Okay, so here's the deal. The reason I talk about these things, yeah, it's not something exciting to talk about, but it's the reality of things. And I think that the way things are trending, it's something that I want to make an emphasis on to help bring news that may otherwise be brushed aside. I was watching a live stream yesterday on the George or the Capitalist show with George Gammon, and he made this point. He said, I think, and I'm quoting, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, I think that right now it's we have to start, you know, doing something and alerting people about our current situation, because what's happening worldwide is we see what's happening in Australia, for example, and you look at the totalitarian state where the freedoms of people have just diminished, and it's a sad reality. And it's more uh, and talking about these things, there's nothing funny about it. It's more of a sober tone that he's trying to address these things. So by using that sober tone, he's being serious about the reality and the state of things. When if this was something that was just passing by, okay, and it would be over, would the whole world be involved in this? You know what I'm saying? Because you look through history, and I don't think in modern day history there's been uh, or anything close to this where the whole world is involved. Maybe there's a specific nation or group of nations that are involved with this, or in history that have some kind of you know war going on, or for example, the Germans during Adolf Hitler's time in power, but nothing like we've seen to this extent. The whole world is involved with this, and the last thing you want to see is for the US to become what Australia is. So folks, we're at a critical time in history, and that's why I'm bringing these events, and I'm talking about real events that are happening in real time. Now, over 7 million will lose unemployment benefits. Okay, in the first place, this should have never started, because in a sense, like Peter Schiff says, you're injecting heroin into the economy, and once you start that, you can't take it back, because the economy gets addicted to it, and it's almost impossible to stop. Okay, it is impossible to stop. Now, if you hadn't done it in the first place, the market would have corrected and done what it does. But by doing this, you have exasperated the situation. And now the consequences are going to be 10 times worse. Now, what happens when all these people who have been unemployed and have been dependent on these unemployment benefits all of a sudden don't have anything? And those restaurants, those stores that were trying to hire people to stay afloat have now closed, and now these people who have no more benefits are out there looking for jobs. But there's a lot less jobs than when they first started the unemployment benefits. What does that do to the economy? Because now you have less jobs for a lot more people who are looking for jobs. You create a nightmare scenario. And that's why this shouldn't even have happened in the first place. I understand, yeah, it probably has helped people, but the consequences of this will be 10 times worse when it's all said and done. And I think that this will be a catalyst for central bank digital currencies. Now you ask me, how is that? And this is my opinion. I think that there's a liquidity issue that will come to the forefront. Now, we've talked about, Ripple and its native token XRP coming and becoming the lender of last resort, especially during a liquidity crisis. And I think at some point in the future, what's going to happen is, and I don't know how soon, but in order to introduce central bank digital currencies, they'll propose it as a solution for people to receive their money instantly. And the people will beg for it, especially if they've become addicted to this unemployment benefits. It'll almost become like a UBI. However, it'll be a way to introduce the central bank digital currencies, and ultimately at the expense of people's freedoms. Because now your every transaction will be tracked real time, especially if you have an account with the Federal Reserve. And so people we're at a crossroads, and I think this is important. Yeah, people might read, oh, this is just an unemployment benefit ending, it's whatever, people will get used to it. But no, there are consequences to this. And I think this is one step closer towards a totalitarian state. If the central bankers now control all aspects of your life through a central bank digital currency and can track your transactions in real time, what's to say that they won't allow you to spend your money in whatever you like, or if you have some sort of limit on what you can spend, because it's not all digital. Folks, this is what I'm talking about. And here, video by XRP Darren is very eye-opening. Check this out.
Right, and so it's important for us not to copy the wrong China. One thing that worries me about the current mood in Washington is, first, a whole series of plans. That word plan always makes me uneasy. Remember, it originates with 5-year plans in the Soviet Union. And then we're going to have a central bank digital currency. I don't know if you've been following this, Glenn.
Oh, I have been.
We're now eager to copy the Chinese in increasing the power of the Federal Reserve by giving it a central bank digital currency, rather than allowing cryptocurrency and blockchain-based innovation to flourish, which seems to me symptomatic of what you call the 1950s mentality. Mind you, I'd happily welcome back the Eisenhower administration if I could get 1950s.
Okay. And so we have to be careful in what way we're trying to copy the Chinese. Okay. And this is very, these are sobering thoughts. But at the same time, you have to think, and we're at a critical time in our nation's history. And I think it's really important to understand what's happening and not just dismiss it. I hope this episode has brought you some value, has made you think, become aware. And I want to ask you guys this question, because I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. And what do you think these unemployment benefits, or the program ending, what do you think is going to happen? Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Share this video. Let other people become aware. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.